Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw tips and tricks. In this video, some of you might have seen it from yesterday, but I had to redo it because I used somebody's file that to make this to 1/8 inch plywood, and she wasn't very appreciated me showing off her file, so I deleted them. So if we look at this joint, you get the parallel dimension tool, and you always want to measure from node to node, and we get 0.29. Well, we actually need to extend it out a little bit and make it a 3-digit, and we get 0.292. So we get out our calculator and we type in 0.292 minus 0.125, which is most 1/8 inch plywood. You get 0.67, 1.67 divided by 2. We want half of that, which is 0.835. So if we take our node, our shape tool, and grab these two nodes, first of all, we need to change our nudge to 0.0835. Take our shape tool and grab these two nodes and nudge them right with the arrow key, nudge these left with the arrow key. Now you see we have 0.125. Now we need to do the same thing for the stand. And if we take the shape tool and nudge these over, whoop, I didn't grab that one. Doesn't really matter, you can grab it like that. And then you have both those. Now, you don't have to do this one because we can just make a duplicate of it, and that's an exact copy of it. We do need to do the other side of the stand. So we'll take the shape tool, grab the nodes, left click, or right click, left click. Now they're good for 1/8 inch plywood. But I noticed that the stand, let me get rid of my virtual segment delete or my parallel dimension tool. I noticed the stand is actually a little bit too tall because this joint right there is going to fit right there. Well, that's off the ground. So that's not going to work. It actually would work, but it's not going to be perfect. So what you need to do is hold on right there and hold down the control button. It'll go straight down. So there's the difference we need to do. So the best way to do it, let's set our nudge distance on like 2 inches. Let's take a 2-point line and go from there to there, then nudge it over 2 inches. Go from there to there and nudge it over. Let's go another 2 inches. Grab that one and nudge it over another 2 inches. So here's our two lines. We need to find out the exact middle of that. We could do it by map, but it's a lot easier to go to effects and blend one time. And now we have a line in the middle. We need to go to object and break the blend apart. And now we can basically take our virtual segment delete key and delete this line. And then take this new line and nudge it over twice 2 inches. So there's our new point, our new part. So the best way to do this would be to take our stand and move it down. And you can see that I didn't delete all the line a while ago. I messed something up somehow. But if we take this new line and nudge it down, that's our new line. Well, so this is going to work out perfect. Hit the plus key on your keyboard and nudge it up. So somehow I deleted that other line, but that's easily fixed. If we just take, probably the shape tool would be the easiest, and grab this node, start moving, hold down the control button. Then go ahead and delete this line. Now you would need to do it at both sides. And let's delete these other, I hope this isn't confusing. Whoop. So my line isn't quite long enough to reach so that it won't delete. So if we hold down the control button a little bit, make these lines a little bit longer, and then that should delete, and then you delete this. Now you've got a bunch of broken lines, so take your Smart Fill tool and fill that in and nudge it over. And now you have a completed item. And you could do the same thing for the stand itself. After you fix this one, and you could actually, so we could get rid of this one now and make a duplicate of that and have both of them be equal. Now what you could do, instead of worrying about the height of this line, we could select all this and make it a group, Control G, Control D, and make a duplicate and mirror it side by side. And you see what it did? It put that shorter line on both sides. Now we can delete that longer line. I would suggest go ahead and smart filling it. That'll make it all one solid piece. And then left click, right click, making sure it's a hairline. I'd go ahead and delete this. And now we're ready to go. This piece should fit in here perfectly. And I am going to make one more video like I did yesterday, kind of explaining. So if you put this piece up here, you can see both pieces are on the bottom of the ground. And then, of course, to save plywood, you would want to put these pieces in this piece of plywood that's going to be cut out so you don't waste wood. And in the other videos, they actually have some other items. And you could put as many items as you want. But I'm gonna make one more video on just a little bit more on this and how to make these cut in the right order. I hope that helped. Thank you for watching.